Good morning everyone. This is a quick tutorial for the Mitsubishi Pajero on how to open up the bottom dash right here, whether you wanted to install our traction control Loom or you wanted to remove the card holder, install your own buttons, or even open up the section and add or replace different buttons. So this is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to open up this entire dash. For the tools, you'll need a screwdriver, and then you will need a also nut remover size 10 to remove some nuts as well. Let's get started. The first thing you do is you pop up the panel right here. You can use different tools to actually pop the panels. In my case, the panels, I'm pretty used to this, so I'll just start to pop them out slowly. Try not to break any of the clips on the actual panels, so do that gently. After you do this, then remove the card cover the fuse cover right here. And then as you go down, there is a screw right here, which you will have to remove. Work on removing that screw. And then the second screw that you have to remove is actually down here. So where my finger is, you can probably see it where the screw is. So again, you remove the second screw right here. So once you remove these two screws, all you have to do now is actually gently pull on the dash. So you've got some clips here. You start to gently pull it out. Remove this just to make the access a little bit easier for us. You gently pull on it and it starts to come off. And you do the same thing here. There's a clip here. Make sure you don't break the clip up here. So you start to pull them off, and then the dash will come down. And then after you do that, you will have to remove the screw right here, so that, because this is a screw that's holding this panel, so just unscrew this one. Okay, so now we are done with this section here, and we've loosened this section. Now we need to proceed to the other side. Now that we've loosened that side there, we've got to start to work on this section. First thing we do is we start to remove this panel. Again, some of your panels might be harder to remove, so you need to apply a bit of gentle pressure. And again, like I said, make sure that you don't break any of the clips on these white clips as you're removing it. And then you've got 3 screws that you need to remove right here. So we'll start with the first screw here. Once you remove that, what I need you to do is open up the glove box. Now, the glove box has 2 little points here that you need to squeeze. So if I squeeze it like this, it becomes loose. I squeeze it on the other side as well, it becomes loose. The whole glove box will come down. You've got a mechanism that you also need to release from this one. Mine is broken, so it's already released. But anyways, you bring it down. When you bring it down all the way, now that the actual glove box is on the floor, you can actually pop this out. The whole glove box is now out, and you can move it somewhere aside for now. Okay, now that you've loosened the 3 screws, you've taken this out, you have to switch to the size 10 tool to actually remove the bolts underneath. So let's do that. Now that we have our tool in place, we go down to the bottom. Okay, we've got 2 screws. You've got 1 screw here and another screw right here that we have to remove. Okay, so let's work on removing the screws. Okay, let's take the second one out. Okay, once the 2 screws are out, okay, put them aside like I have done. Now your dash can actually start to come down. You've got two clips here, so you gently remove each clip, okay, and your dash will actually come down, and just let it set aside on the floor. You don't need to do anything else. And then we bring our screwdriver again. You bring the screwdriver to remove this screw right here that holds the panel. Okay. Put your screw somewhere safely, and then what you do is, like I've done, take the gear shifter back just to make some space for yourself. And now that we've removed this side, removed the dash right here, we've removed this screw and this screw. So now what we start to do is we start to gently pull on the lower dash. So this lower dash from here down to here, hold it from the side and start to gently pull back, okay, and the dash will start to come out. Do the same thing gently on the other side, okay, and the whole dash will actually come out, okay, along with the AC unit. So just pull the AC unit a little bit outside, and then you've got two plugs that you can remove here on the back of the AC unit. So unplug these two. So what you do is to remove both plugs from the back, from right here, from the AC unit, and just put it aside. And now you've actually cleared up the space. And what we can now do is go all the way down and look for the ECU socket, which is right here, and plug in your traction control loom into it. This is the one where you won't going to plug the traction control loom. So if I zoom in slightly, this is the button the plug right here. So you actually press, there's a little clip here, you press it down and pull out, and then the plug will actually release from this bit. So then what you do is you take your traction control loom, okay, and then you plug it right there. So take your actual traction control loom, okay, plug it in the place of the previous plug, okay, and then you take the original connector from the car, okay, and you plug it back into the other end of the traction control loom right here, okay. I'm attempting this with one hand. Once you place it in, let it clip, and then you're set. The traction control loom is actually now installed. So then what you do is you've got your switch button here, which you can decide to actually mount either here or mount at the bottom, depending on what you want to do. So then after you've installed the plug and play loom into the car, you have to extend the positive and also negative wires all the way in. So take these wires, okay, pass them through and let them come out from underneath the steering wheel from the other side. Positive fuse tab and the negative wire, which you will have to connect this to any metal part in the car. Go to your fuse panel cover, remove this little clip right here, okay, and then we will go down to the fuse and remove this fuse right here, okay. Just put it in and pull the fuse out, and then connect this fuse onto the fuse tab right here. You've got both fuses attached to the fuse tab, so you take the fuse tab and you plug it where the fuse used to be inside, okay. So quite simple, just position it nicely and it will plug where the fuse used to be. So now you've got a nice fuse system. And the negative wire, okay, you take it, there's a screw right here, if you remember. Now I've put the panel back, just this is a metal part in the car, just put this screw here and then tighten the screw on it, okay. What this will do is this will ensure it's secure. This is connected to a metal part in the car, which will give you the negative, and now your fuse tab is connected, and voila, you're all done. And of course you've got to put all your panel back and the dash back as how it used to be. And now we're going to leave you with a few installation options. So the first recommended place is to replace the card holder underneath the AC controls. What you can do is, as you're opening up the dash, remove the card holder and order a rocker housing panel that fits the rocker switches. You can order this directly from our website. You need 7 of them. It fits perfectly in the place of the stock card holder, and you can fit many other buttons in that place. At the same time, you can also fit it next to the rear differential lock if you have that button. And some cars have the car heat seaters and some don't. If you plan to remove your car heat seaters, also this is a perfect location for them. Alternatively, if you were up for some modification, this is another place or option to place them right next to the mirror controls and the rear fog lights. What you can do here is, using a flat file tool, you can widen the hole so you can actually fit the button, but this requires the extension of the wires and wider modification. So these are a few installation options. And if you have any questions, do get in touch with us. Thank you.